Okay. Hi, I'm Jamie. This is Dead Boat Garage, and this is a seized engine. Yes, it's a Chevrolet, not a Dodge. Yes, it's in a boat, not a Dodge. This is my 1976 SeaRay SR 240 HT. The HT is for hardtop. I've actually featured this boat on the channel before. It's been a while. I mean, it hasn't been in the water for 2 years, so there's that. I love this thing. It's a nice ride. It's fast-ish. It's lots and lots of fun on a nice sunny summer day. Like today, or yesterday, or the entire last week. And I really would have liked to have this thing out on the water. Unfortunately, as you saw a moment ago, it doesn't do that thing it's supposed to do. You know, make engine noises. Boom, boom. I'm 100% certain a large percentage of the normal viewership will not have clicked on this video because it's not a classic Chrysler product. It's a boat, and that's going to confuse people. But you know, the real point of this channel, learning. Important lessons, right? Whether it's for you or for me. And this time, it might be a little of both. The last time this boat hit the water, it was awesome. That was actually a lake trip, which I think was shown at the end of my last boat video. Did I mention that was like 2 years ago? Anyway, at the very end of that trip, it snapped a belt. So this thing's got at least a new belt on the alternator right there. At that time, other than the whole broken belt thing, this thing was running awesome. I had finally figured out all of my issues. It came down to a crappy throttle position sensor. This thing would idle all weird and it was surgy, and with that sorted, it was fantastic. The first winter I had this thing, the starter seized up. Well, the Bendix seized up. The motor still ran, but the thing would not kick out. So I replaced the starter with this, which is 2 years old but barely used. Can you tell by looking? No, it's well seasoned now, and there's a reason for that. I am a big dumb idiot. And when I took this thing out of the water the first year, I left the drain plug in because I was really afraid of stripping it out. But last winter, well, 2 winters ago now, I guess, it was never an issue because all of these hatches on the deck sealed really nicely and all of the drains were open. I made sure of that. I never really had any issue with water intrusion here in the engine compartment. I've always had an issue with rainwater collecting here. This is actually a separate section from the engine compartment, and there's a bulkhead in the middle. No matter how many tarps I slap over the top of this thing, it just always leaks inside the cabin. So I've come to accept that, and during the winter, every week or so, I hop up here and drain it out. I tried to take this boat up to the lake this last year. The boat ramp wasn't open, it was windy, and on the way back, I lost a bearing on the trailer. That almost resulted in a fire. So I fixed it, brought it back home, and parked it. Next time I went to try to take it out, I had an issue with the power tilt motor. You might be able to tell from here, but I fixed it with a hammer and some sandpaper and some silicone. Boats. It's true what they say, you know. It's just a constant money pit. There is always something broken on this boat, but I love it. I just want to do boat stuff. Is that so much to ask? Anyway, after that little incident, I never tried to take it out again. And it's been sitting like an entire year since then. But I would fire the engine up occasionally and make sure everything was good, which it was, past tense. And then this last winter, I yet again neglected to pull the plug. That's fine. I've got a pump on a float switch, and it always worked just fine. Well, except that sometimes the pump would stick on. Until one day, it was no longer fine. That float switch died. The pump was fine, but it was no longer turning on automatically. And over the course of a few weeks, where I forgot to come up here and pump the water out, heavy rain brought the water level up to like, I don't know, the middle of the crank. It was bad. So the starter was underwater. No matter, I thought. I'll replace the starter again, and all will be well. Except, all will not be well. Because it froze this last winter. There was a sheet of ice in this engine compartment. And on top of that sheet of ice, I found 2 of these. These are often called freeze plugs, but they really aren't. They're core plugs used in the casting process. In this case, they were used in the casting process of my water-cooled exhaust manifolds. So apparently, those weren't drained. I know they weren't drained because I didn't drain them. I didn't realize water would sit in them, but it does. So, this thing froze. And there's a really good chance that these water manifolds are now total garbage. Did I mention I'm a big dumb idiot? Yeah. So I knew one of these had popped out of each water manifold, but I was hopeful I could just pop them back in and everything would be fine. Fast forward to yesterday. I knew the starter was seized up, so I was going to pull that out and go find another one. But just for fun, before doing that, I thought I'd try and turn the engine over by hand. It won't move. Of course, there's a pump mounted here on the front of the crank, so that kind of complicates matters, but I've grabbed the belt, I've grabbed this, I've tried a pry bar, I've done all kinds of things. I put a pry bar on the flex plate teeth for the starter. Yeah, it's a no, gang. As near as I can tell, there's no water in the oil. The level is slightly over full, but certainly not massively over full. And that happened 2 winters ago as well. The oil filter is remotely mounted, and it has those lines and everything, so I think it just slowly drains back over time. If there is water in the pan, it's going to be down at the very, very bottom of the sump, and it won't have mixed with the oil just yet, because of course the engine won't run. I don't think it's full of water. It's certainly not massively overfilled with water. It's not like the crank is floating in there or anything. No, if there's oil in this thing, water. It probably came in through these water manifolds. I'm going to go ahead and guess that one of them cracked internally, and one of the cylinders has been filled with water through an exhaust port. It's either that or water got in through the throttle body and worked its way down into a cylinder. And judging by the horrible rust trails that have started to develop on the engine cover there, that is not impossible. We definitely don't have a good seal here. I'm going to start by pulling the spark plugs. We'll figure out which cylinders have water in them and go from there. The good news is, despite saying Volvo Penta on it, this is essentially a TBI 350. So parts will be available if I've got to go through the engine. The water manifolds might be a different story. I don't know how available they are. I don't want to know how much they cost. That tiny power tilt motor costs like $170. That's why I ended up rebuilding this one. I have been advised that Volvo Pentas are complicated, expensive, and dumb to work on. So that's the good news. This will come as a shock, but it probably needed a tune-up anyway. Some operations on the boat, like, say, changing the starter, absolutely terrible. It's really hard to get to the bottom of this engine. But the plugs and wires are super accessible. This might be one of the easiest sets of Chevy plugs and wires I've ever done. You're supposed to winterize your boat. That's what not idiots do. The thing is, this boat does not take raw water into the engine. It has a sealed cooling system with nice antifreeze, and it uses a heat exchanger. So I always figured, it's fine. I don't need to drain the block or anything like that. The water manifolds, those needed to be winterized. Now they tell me. Well, there's water in there. Not much. We'll keep going. Other than having to crouch in here in a tiny hole and having my back jammed into the deck, not too bad. I actually detailed this engine compartment and the deck and all of the drains last year. Washed the boat, cleaned the inside, scrubbed all the mold. I'm not good at stuff. I love this boat, but I'm seriously considering selling it. More for its well-being than anything else. Yep. There's rust. Nice. So I can see there's moisture in the cylinders. The problem I'm going to have is figuring out where it came from. I'm pretty sure I know where it came from. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's water manifolds. All of them are a little damp. Number 5 there. The only one with a little rust ring on it so far. Number 1's got little bits of moisture. They all do, but no horrible rust. This side sucks. Can't quite sit down there the same way. 2 and 4 are only mildly rusty. Notice as I'm pulling these plugs, I'm setting them down in order so I know where they came from. Ooh, a fuel pump. Sometime today. Nope. One more. Number 8. So far, water hasn't come pouring out of any of these cylinders. Nothing. Okay. Maybe it's just lightly seized. Right, there's a spark arrestor under that cover, but, well, this wasn't super tight either, so we still could potentially have moisture intrusion in there. Yeah. Oh. There are no rust trails indicating the presence of pools of water, but it sure isn't pretty in there, is it? Also, there's no gasket. Wait. Really, Past Jamie? There's a cool boat feature. Battery switch, so you can just turn the power off easily. Also note the dual interstate batteries. They've been in here for years, but they have been on a maintainer, if you can believe that. So they might even still be good. Hey, don't submerge your electrical connections for months on end. That's just a bad idea. What are you doing? Oh, okay, bye. Electrically speaking, it do stuff. I'm sure the solenoid just sees solid. For science! The hammer almost always works. Nice. Does this return now though? Not readily. There it goes. But do I want to rely on this thing, like out in the middle of a lake? Also, there is that whole I broke the stud thing because I didn't think this would ever work, so I didn't bother like spraying it and heating it and being careful. Oh, also I remembered why the little one was loose, because it stripped when I installed it. And I said, screw it, it'll be fine. So the entertaining thing is this starter was actually crossed from the marine part number of the one that came off it. And it cost like $120, $130. It sure looks like the normal gear reduction 90s Chevy starter to me. I could probably count the teeth on the gear and confirm that. And obviously being a special marine part hasn't helped at all. This little doodad is the solenoid. It electrically excites the motor in the starter, but it also kicks out the Bendix gear, or whatever the heck you want to call it, at the front so it can engage the flex plate. When it's done cranking, it pulls it back in. This one would be perfectly fine if I hadn't ruined it. Well, it wasn't perfectly fine until I beat it repeatedly with a hammer. It's perfectly fine now. So do I get a solenoid or do I get a whole starter? Dude, one of us is gonna have to go home and change. Good news, bad news. Bad news, I've sliced my hand open again, which is just awesome. It's right next to the other two spots, so I think that's fine. Good news, this engine turned. I had to wedge a screwdriver in there and do the little dance and cut my hand open, but it moved like that much. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm gonna put some lube down the cylinders anyway, and then I'm gonna try and find the world's cheapest starter that'll fit this thing. Maybe get a Band-Aid, and then we'll crank it over. As mentioned, it's almost impossible to get this starter out, so I'm gonna make one small custom modification and shorten the starter bolts by like 3 threads. That way, they'll come out without ramming into the stringer in the boat. That'll be nice. Ooh, horsepower. Hey, when the boat motor's total junk, here's the new one under the hood of a 95 Chevy. I'm sure Byron won't miss it. There, take this too. You need this. Coat all the connections in that after you've made them. Are you having a super great time down there?
You know, I told you I'm getting a headache, right?
You did. Funny story, I actually broke a little piece off the block. Obviously it was cracked, which you can tell by the way that the brake is full of rust and stuff, but I finished the job. It's fine, the threads are up above that. Hopefully everything will be good. We've learned that the way I was trying to turn the engine with a wrench on the front is totally impossible. It turned with the flex plate teeth, so now I'm pretty sure, judging by how the plugs look, that these things are not cracked and they're totally fine. I'm gonna go ahead and knock the expansion plugs back in and pretend it never happened. Yay! Starter is in! Just about no thanks to me. Fire? No fire yet. Big money! Yay! Like it never happened. Seeing as how the engine is not seized, and there doesn't seem to be a whole bunch of water in the chambers, I'm gonna go ahead and put the plugs back in and fire it up. Hopefully everything is fine. I've only just noticed that is a 4-barrel carbureted manifold. So when this whole system eventually goes tits up, I can fix it. Big money! Come on. There you kind of go. Rad. Oh yeah, probably a bad idea to run it without water hooked up. Could ruin the impeller in the outdrive, which frankly might be ruined already. Good news, less good news. The good news, obviously, this is now an engine again, not a pile of scrap metal. The bad news is, there goes the whole premise for this video. I thought it was a video about unseizing engines. Apparently, it's actually a video about not being an idiot like me and taking care of your boat. You know, a wise man once told me, when you have a boat, you're allowed to just leave work and go on your boat on nice days. Well, he wasn't that wise, but he's got a beard.
It came out of its hole.
Wow. The camper makes the boat look tiny.
Yep. By the way, I did see lights on the back.
Really?
Yeah. One of them wasn't red.
Why does everything on this boat sound so unhealthy? Oh, the level of mintiness is high. Huh. Well, here's what the next 3 hours look like. You know, we already did this on video once.
Was I there?
No. Good news. We found one of the leaks. Well, now this operation is just getting too fancy. The yard looks so weird with the boat moved. I've been working on this for like hours. It's only just occurred to me I should be filming it because, you know, hashtag satisfying. Well, it looked a lot nicer when it was still wet, but it's better. All right, let's go test it. Illegally, I guess, because kind of ran out of time for that. Hey, I know that car. Nice. Suddenly I have to pee.
Jamie's got his boat in the water. Right now he's doing what every captain has to do. Distribute Capri Suns to the children.
Yeah.
He's been idling it for a minute now. So good.
All right, we're doing boating. We got the thing doing the stuff.
Hey, I'm gonna start pulling fenders.
Okay. Hey, look, a bridge. Try not to crash into the bridges. They frown on that. Oh, the sound of cars going overhead is terrifying. We're at high tide and there's like 50 feet of water here, which is crazy. Usually it's way lower when I'm out. Anyway, we've got a chart plotter here with the GPS and we've got radar because we're fancy. Notice they kind of sort of show the same thing. Don't hit the floaty things, that's bad. Nice. Hey, look, a big boat. Red, right, returning. There you go. South Aberdeen Bridge. We've gone under it much faster than this before. And over here, there's stuff. There's a park and frolicking children and such. Whee! Oh, wow. Ocean going down, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice hat. Are you having a super awesome time?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's getting better. Why would you do that? Oh yeah, just singing. We're making waves and such. We're up here in the middle of nowhere, up the river a bit. All kinds of trees and cool stuff to see. Old pilings all the way up this river. They used to tie log booms up here. It's only slightly treacherous. Well, now we've got one of the 8-year-olds driving, so I guess I'll just kick back and relax. Heck of a view. This isn't exactly a party boat. The back deck's pretty cramped, but great for fishing trips with the family. Not that I have ever done that or would. All right, now I'm on watching for log duty.
So am I.
We're just chilling on the bow.
Yeah.
Hopefully Byron turns soon. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Remind me not to drop my phone in the river.
Don't drop your phone in the river. Don't drop your phone in the river. Don't drop your phone.
All right.
In the river.
All right.
Don't drop
All right.
your phone.
All right.
In the river.
Okay, I got it.
Don't drop your phone.
Ah, more things we shouldn't hit with the boat. Nice. Not bad. Not bad. This is Blue Slough. I gotta go boat camping here eventually.
1-9.
Look at that. Yeah, it's awesome. Well, don't hit the pilings, obviously. Dude, look at the turning radius. Nice. Why do we even bother messing with cars? This is the life. Of course, it's not normally this nice. This is the farthest upriver I've ever been. I didn't know there were houses right here. Train tracks. Fancy houses. All kinds of cool stuff. Heading back very slowly. This guy's always looking out. It's great. I've never hung out on the roof before. I bet I'm blocking the radar and also getting cancer. Watch out for trees. We found a souvenir. Is that bamboo? I can't tell.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Nice. The chart plotter's great because it keeps track of where I've been. Did you know driving into a setting sun sucks? Well, it does. Byron unlocked fancy mode on the chart plotter. Now we've got like 3D and like a clock and a speedometer, which is awesome. Oh look, it's a defunct mill. All right, we're hitting some choppy stuff. This is gonna get fun as we head back out. Cowboy mode, choppy stuff. Engage. You said you like it, splash, right? Well, that's good news. It is.
I would have a hard time.
Oh, dude, these are real leaves, dude. Wow. I have never been in this far in. There's a train choo-chooing over there.
Can someone hand me the chip box and the Capri Sun?
Uh-huh.
You're so good seasick. We would have found out by now.
Yeah.
Remember, I just didn't do it really well. You did a second application over here.
I'm making a video.
Are you making a video?
Yeah.
Wow. Channel, you're to the right of the channel. Kick left of it.
Yeah.
It gets pretty narrow up here. Yeah. It's hard to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one we pointed out earlier.
You're clear with that. That got kind of hairy back there. Now we're back in the Hoquiam River. I'm going under this bridge again. There's our dock. This is a sweet spot over here. The best thing is there's never anyone here. Unless it's fishing season. Easy. Don't bounce off the dock. Easy. Wow, you're strong. Hey, it smells like oil. I just noticed. Hey, no one died. And it's still floating. You thought those waves were fun?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really fun.
I guess you have a sense of adventure.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. It's cold. I'm so cold. Still cold. Still cold. Still cold.
It's like 67 degrees. Stay. Good boat. Not bad for a boat that hasn't been in the water for 2 years and an engine I thought was seized this morning. I've got the boat tied up over here, so I came over to make it official. To get here, you have to drive along the river over there, and the tide is so low this morning, I looked across and I couldn't see the boat. Thankfully, it's still here. This is a nice little boat launch. I really like it, but you cannot use it at low tide, and here's why. Yay, now the sea cops can't screw with me. I've never seen one, but I've heard they exist. Anyway, one of these days, I want to go that way. Never done that before. Every time. Another beautiful day. Prime for boating, which I'm gonna do as soon as I get down there, if I can still walk. You know, I had every intention of selling that thing this year, but I don't think I can do that. I just love it. Huh. Cool trick. The boat is slowly sinking. Very slowly, but still. As you can see, the float switch would have turned on the pump by now, if it worked, but it doesn't. Please remind me to fix that. I don't know what all this red stuff is, but the fish seem to like it. What do you know about going under bridges?
Coast Guard rescue boat or something.
Oh, yeah.
Point Adams. Well, that's cool. Anyway, now we're in the Hoquiam River, which is awesome because it's full of sunken boats.
3. I can promise you I know where 1 and 2 went.
Yeah, nothing really inspires confidence like mass sticking out of the water, right? Ooh, I want that one. Oh, that's sweet. That old wooden trawler. Oh yeah, that's the stuff dreams are made of. Well, we're jogging upriver, or whatever. We only almost ran over one deadhead. That was cool. Don't hit those. They are everywhere up here. We're close enough to shore to get barked at. Pretty up here. Remind me to get like some armor, a landing plate or whatever. That dog really wants to come over here. Remind me to buy an aluminum boat. They bounce off stuff better. I don't think this bridge has been used in a while, judging by the plants. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome. Yeah, the river's gross. Performing maneuvers. Dude, that's so cool. There's a mill over there, which is cool.
I don't think that thing's turned in a while.
I don't think so. I think you could probably reach out and touch it with a stick.
I'll climb on it.
I do as the screen commands. I'm trying to follow my line. There aren't any pokies on that line. The radar is radaring, so that's the good news. And that's also good. We found our dog friend again. Basically the world's quickest boat trip today.
It'll be low tide one of these times to mark everything.
Good call. Byron's having way too much fun as a lookout. Man, I want a private dock and a bunch of cool windows over a river. The good news is we're blind again, and the better news is there's a big deadhead right in here that we can't see. But I'm on the line, so everything should be fine. Byron, are you king of the world? Uh-huh. Future revival project?
Hey, I need my
Yeah.
phone.
I slammed the brakes, but Byron didn't fall off, so everyth's fine. He's gonna see if he can rub his hat on the bridge when we go under this time.
Well, good luck. Now you can.
Yeah. Hey, watch your head, would you? Nice. Like I said, too much fun. Okay, we did it.
This is where I should have been.
Yeah. That would have been a cool shot, but you ruined it.
Go back.
And we poked out into the harbor briefly. I forgot about video. Anyway, that was fun. Didn't sink. No one died, not even once. Stay again. Whoa, dude. Wow. Things are clean-ish. Smells better. Slightly. Remind me to fill the gas tank before the boat's on the water. That would have been better. I don't know what all this is, but I hate it. There's never traffic here. Boat. Somewhere over there. Well, we're doing one more boat trip today before we take the thing out of the water. And we're gonna have a full boat.
Boat.
Sure. Jealous.
Yeah.
Cherry blossom. Wow. Wood.
Shipwreck.
Oh, it's way more impressive at low tide. That was the MS Sierra. It was gonna be turned into a museum ship, but instead, during a storm, it broke free, ended up out here in the harbor, and eventually was burned to the waterline. Usually at high tide, you can just see that boiler. We're flying under the bridge again. Almost at top speed, but not quite.
There's people up there that are really jealous right now.
Oh yeah. Whee! Beach traffic. Blech. Man, I actually haven't seen any other boats out here yet. Wow. We're flying the pirate colors. This is her favorite spot. Sometimes she gets splashed. Dude, that's like my boat wearing a hat. It's not a SeaRay, but it is about the same size. Stay. Eventually all these different lines are gonna get confusing. That one's not charted. I'm pretty sure I've been over that before. Wow. I guess we're not going in there. There's Blue Slough again. We can get in there, no problem. Don't go over there. Wow. Hello. The boat's super reactive to people walking around on it. Certain people have too much fun with that. All right, this is kind of terrifying because at high tide, I don't think you can see any of this stuff. Speaking of people having too much fun, uh-oh, we hit our shallow alarm. This is the kind of thing you really don't want to do without a chart. That could be bad. Now things are getting really fun. It's always a good sign when the water's brown. Hello. Man, it's pretty here. Hello, and welcome to the bow. Hold on, okay? If you fall off, I'd have to explain things to your mother, and that would be really awkward. Byron's got the trim tab set so it actually pulls the bow down. you don't have to reach full cruising speed, and it really helps to see things and level out the boat. Easy. Look, we arrived at a dock. It's not exactly set up for this. Look, a park.
Let's
Park
know what we
stuff.
had.
This is awesome. I'm just like chilling or whatever. Subaru. Byron's in the galley making bacon and stuff. Dude, this is awesome. I don't even have to cook the bacon. Sylvan's doing the thing.
Doing the thing.
Yeah. Yeah?
This is not cold at all.
Wow.
Woo.
As long as he comes back up. That was so majestic. Bacon noises intensify. Definitely liking how dry it is down here. The children are breaking all the rules. I have a feeling someone's gonna fly past this window any second.
No!
The children want to be splashed. And we're away. Don't hit the stick or burn the bacon. Boat lunch. On the way up the river, we were marking every deadhead that we could see, and they're underwater now, but I know where they are, so that's great. In case you were wondering, the secret to an awesome grilled cheese, it's parsley and Italian seasoning. Yum. Not friendly. Nice. It's a proud and majestic flag. But honey, I'm way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Yee doggy. Oh, it smells amazing. Oh yeah. 33 miles an hour into the wind and the tide. Which means going the other way, we could probably hit 36, I don't know, 35, 36. That's not bad. Don't mind us, just speedboating and stuff. The flag is flagging. We made it to the dock in one piece again. Incredible. Boat's back out of the water, which I didn't film because I'm, super great at multitasking. Slightly covered in seaweed and other horrors. Really not liking the look of anything that's going on here. That's the bearing that caught on fire last year. That one is also loose. And I was going to do it before the boat was back on the trailer, but, I didn't. This video has been packed with awesome boat adventures to this point, but I'm not quite done. I'm going to take it out one more time at least this weekend and put it in a lake, so might as well bring you along for that. Before I do that, I need to wash the river scunge off this thing, adjust the trailer height, replace those wheel bearings, stare at the tires for a few more minutes and reconsider my life choices, and then give up on that and head to the lake. Yikes. Big yikes. Okay, that is better. Now they look equally bad. It's clean. Again. Yay. More money. Is that your little stick friend? Opponent boat. Well, here we are. We're on a lake doing lake stuff. Also, other people are here doing lake stuff. Oh yeah. Awesome day for it. Just a little windy. Whee! My legs are too short. We're at anchor. This is only the second time I've ever done it. The first time was in this exact spot, actually. I brought my kayak so I could get some exercise, but I left it in the truck, so no exercise for me. Remind me to fix this. It's just embarrassing. Not bad. Not bad at all. Is this super fun or what?
Yeah.
Well, you got all those leaves.
That's their nature.
Right.
There's a potato chip.
Oh. Whee! Incredible. It's like a deadhead, but much, much smaller. All right, the inevitable happened, but Ava's having the greatest of times. That was a little too exciting, but of course we weren't going very fast, and we had someone spotting them, and they were wearing life vests because, yeah, fun times. Buy a boat. Great idea. Super fun, except when it isn't. The fancy chart plotter doesn't know anything about this lake, but it does keep track of where I've been, and that's great because there's like a concrete thing out in here, and I'll be able to not run into it.
She did not look at all panicked. Poor Ellie looked absolutely terrified.
Well, there you go. Another successful episode of Dead Boat Garage. The SeaRay floats, and it does boaty things, and it didn't even break. And it's right back in the overgrown brush. And it needs a good cleaning. Again. I need to put a rug in here, I think. Ah! Who's that? I'm about ready to give up cars and just hang out on this boat forever. There are plenty of things left to fix, like the broken cabin lights, for example. But all in good time, Reginald. There's one thing I've always wanted to do with this boat and haven't yet, and that's dump it in Puget Sound. Puget Sound is the large inland body of water in Washington state. It connects places like Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia, Whidbey Island, and many, many others. You can go as far north as Canada. It's pretty cool, and it's pretty much what this boat was designed to do. In fact, this boat spent a lot of time in Puget Sound with previous owners. It's been as far north as the San Juan Islands, although I don't necessarily plan to do that myself. I would like to check out the Sound, and this is the perfect boat to do it with. Look at this V-berth cabin. It's spacious and relatively comfortable. My plan from the beginning has been to use this for boat camping trips. Put it in some body of water, hang out on the boat for a few days, motor around, see cool stuff, burn a bunch of gas, that kind of thing. So with any luck, I'll get to do a trip like that this summer. There's no guarantee, but a man can dream. A man can dream. If I do, you probably won't see it. No one watches my boat videos. You probably didn't see this one either. Impala. Garbage truck. Anyway, I suppose that's enough. Time to get back to work on cars, I guess. I'm not excited about it though. Anyway, thanks for watching. And remember, it's not the size of the boat, it's how it floats.
Look at that. It's a boat.